Have you ever wondered why happiness always feels one step away? You get the job you wanted, but soon you want more. You fall in love, but then crave freedom. You earn comfort and still feel restless. It's as if human satisfaction keeps moving like the horizon, close enough to chase, but never quite within reach. In the 1940s, a psychologist named Abraham Maslow asked a simple question: what truly motivates us? The answer became one of the most influential ideas in psychology. A pyramid that explains every human desire from our most basic survival needs to our highest dreams. Today, we're climbing that pyramid to understand not just how we survive, but how we grow. Let's begin. Why is it that no matter what we achieve, we always seem to want more? A bigger house, a better job, a new adventure, a sense of purpose. It's as if the moment one desire is satisfied, another appears to take its place. You might think this constant striving means we're greedy or restless, but in truth, it's a pattern built deep into human nature. And one man tried to map that pattern from the ground up. His name was Abraham Maslow, and his idea would become one of the most famous models in all of psychology, the hierarchy of needs. A simple pyramid that explains not only what we want, but why we want it. Let's climb it step by step from the base to the peak. Imagine life stripped to its core. No money, no comfort, no safety net. What would you think about first? Probably not happiness, not friendship, not success, but survival. Food, water, air, shelter, sleep. The things your body cannot live without. Maslow called these physiological needs the foundation of everything else. When these needs are threatened, the rest of life fades into the background. A person starving doesn't dream of art or love. They dream of bread. The hungry mind cannot think about philosophy. It thinks about breakfast. This is the first step on the pyramid, the base upon which all other human desires rest. Now imagine those needs are met. You're no longer starving, but you're still fragile. You could lose what you have at any moment. What comes next? Safety. We crave stability, a roof that won't fall tomorrow that's predictable. For our ancestors, safety meant fire shelter and protection from predators. Today, it means a steady job, a locked door, healthcare, or insurance. Different centuries, same instinct. When life feels unstable, our minds stay alert, scanning for danger. Only when the world feels safe do we begin to look outward toward others. That brings us to the third layer, love and belonging. Once we are safe, we look for connection. Because no matter how strong or independent we think we are wired to belong. From the tribes of early humans to the followers of social media today, our species survives through relationships. Family, friends, intimacy, community. These are not luxuries. They are psychological oxygen. When we are isolated, our brains react as if we're in physical pain. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally, it activates the same neural pathways as hunger. We need each other. It's why being ignored feels unbearable, why love and friendship can heal, and why we spend so much of life searching for our people. But belonging isn't the end. Once we feel connected, another need awakens. We want to feel valued. We want esteem. This is the fourth level, the desire for respect, achievement, and self-worth. There are two sides to it. The inner side, self-esteem, the confidence that you matter, and the outer side, recognition, the respect of others. When we succeed, when people admire our work or appreciate our presence, our sense of worth rises. We feel competent, capable, meaningful. But when we're ignored, dismissed, or humiliated, it cuts deeply because esteem fuels our identity. In a way, esteem is the bridge between survival and meaning. It's where humans start asking not just, how do I live, but what am I worth? And then at the top of Maslow's original pyramid sits self-actualization. The idea that once our basic needs are satisfied, we begin to pursue the things that make life extraordinary: creativity, purpose, moral growth, fulfillment. Self-actualization is not about wealth or status. It's about potential. Maslow described it simply: what a man can be, he must be. It's the drive to become your best self, to use your gifts. Express your imagination to live in alignment with who you truly are. It's the artist who paints not for fame, but for truth. The scientist chasing knowledge because curiosity burns within. The parent teaching kindness to a child, not for reward, but for love. When you are self-actualized, you are no longer driven by fear or lack. You are pulled forward by growth. But here's something Maslow himself later admitted. The pyramid is not a perfect ladder. It's not a video game where you beat one level to reach the next. Life is fluid. We move up and down the hierarchy all the time. A person who feels safe and fulfilled might suddenly lose their job and find themselves worrying again about survival. Someone at the top of their career might feel lonely and long for connection. A person in poverty might still find deep love and meaning. Maslow eventually said it himself. It's not a hierarchy, it's a rhythm. We flow between needs depending on what life demands of us. And that's what makes us human, not robots climbing a pyramid, but souls balancing between chaos and fulfillment. There's another layer that most people don't know. Late in his life, Maslow realized there was something beyond self-actualization, something higher. He called it Self-Transcendence. It's the point where your focus shifts from me to we. When you no longer seek meaning just for yourself, but through something greater, other people, causes, or even humanity itself. Think of those who dedicate their lives to service, who create not for fame, but for the joy of giving. Teachers, volunteers, philosophers, scientists, artists, people who lose themselves in the act of helping others grow. Maslow saw transcendence as the ultimate expression of being human. It's when your sense of identity expands beyond your own skin. And maybe you felt glimpses of it those moments when time disappears, when you're part of something bigger than yourself. A concert crowd singing in harmony, a team working perfectly together, a stranger's kindness that moves you to tears. In those moments, you are not just you. You are part of something vast. That's transcendence. That's the top of the mountain. But let's come back down for a moment. Because in the real world, we're not always climbing. We're balancing. Modern life complicates the pyramid in strange ways. We've solved many of the physical needs most people have: food, shelter, and relative safety. But higher needs, love, esteem, purpose, are often harder to reach than ever. In the digital age, belonging and esteem blur together. We chase likes instead of love, validation instead of meaning. Our sense of connection is wide but shallow. We've climbed the lower levels of the pyramid as a species, but many of us are stuck halfway up scrolling instead of growing. Maslow might say that our hierarchy hasn't disappeared, it's just disguised. Our ancient needs still drive us, they just wear modern clothes. So what can we learn from this? First, understanding the pyramid helps us recognize where we are, what truly drives us at this moment. Are we chasing security, craving connection, seeking respect, or longing for meaning? Every desire fits somewhere on the hierarchy, and when we identify it, we can respond with awareness instead of impulse. If you feel anxious, maybe safety is missing. If you feel lonely, it's belonging. If you feel empty despite success, it might be self-actualization calling. Maslow's pyramid is not a theory about happiness, it's a mirror. It shows what your heart needs most right now. Second, the hierarchy reminds us that every person we meet is climbing their own version of it. The rude stranger, the demanding boss, the quiet coworker, each is trying to meet a need, often an unmet one. Understanding this doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it adds empathy. If we can see others not as obstacles, but as fellow climbers on the same mountain, we begin to humanize instead of judge. Because in the end, we're all trying to reach the same summit, to feel safe, connected, valued, and fulfilled. We just take different paths to get there. Maslow's hierarchy isn't just a psychological model. It's a map of being alive, from hunger to hope, from survival to selfhood, from me to we. It explains why we work, why we love, why we dream, and why even when life is comfortable, we still yearn for something more. Because comfort is not the same as meaning. Safety is not the same as growth. And existence is not the same as life. To be human is to climb. To move from base to peak, again and again, sometimes falling, sometimes flying. Maybe happiness isn't reaching the top at all. Maybe it's knowing that the climb itself is what makes us human. So, where are you on the pyramid right now? Are you searching for safety, love, respect, or meaning? No matter the answer, it changes every day. We rise and fall, move forward and back, because life isn't a ladder to climb, it's a rhythm to live. Maslow's hierarchy isn't about chasing perfection. It's about understanding the shape of being human. That deep, quiet pattern that drives every choice we make to eat, to love, to create, to matter. And maybe that's the real secret. We don't climb the pyramid to reach the top. We climb to discover who we become along the way. If you enjoyed this exploration, stay curious and keep climbing. Because every step from base to peak is part of what makes us human.